Good Rule, aka Megabucks. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a deck for the very first time. This deck did pretty well at Portland Regionals, finishing 83rd, played by Ray Chen. And we're going to be using Ray Chen's list in the video, so shout out to Ray Chen for the deck list. But before we jump into the deck list for this video, don't forget to leave a like, smash the subscribe button, especially if you've been enjoying the content I've been making so far here on the channel. Alrighty guys, let's jump right in to that deck list. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that deck list. Iron Valiant Box, I think is what it's called. Iron Valiant Toolbox. There's a lot going on in this deck. But to start us off with Iron Valiant EX, its ability Tachyon Bits. Once during your turn, when this Pokemon moves from your bench to the active spot, you can put 2 damage counters of one of your opponent's Pokemon. This usually got paired with NTV, but Ray had taken this to an extra level, pairing this with Greedent VMAX. Now, Greedent VMAX has an attack called Turn a Profit. For 30 damage, if your opponent's basic Pokemon is knocked out by damage from this attack, take 2 more prize cards. So, if we can KO a just basic Pokemon, we take 3 prize cards. KO V, we're taking 4. KO VMAX, we're taking 5. So, this deck is able to take up to 5 prize cards in one single turn, potentially, if you combo that correctly with Iron Valiant and Greedent. And then, of course, we also got Palkia V and VSTAR for a little backup attacker, be able to start Portal, put some energies onto our Crabominable or onto our Suicune, and even open up potential to attack with Greninja if we need to as well. And then we got Squawkabilly EX for that Squawk and Seize ability, Rotom for the instant charge, and instant charge is a really good ability, especially in the beginning of the game when we're trying to get all of these combo pieces in our hand. And then we also got for our supporters here 4 Melony, 2 Colress, 1 Boss, 1 Avery, 1 Iono. And then we got tons of switch effects in this deck. We got 4 switches, 3 escape ropes, 2 switch cards, and then 2 jet energy, and then 2 future booster energy capsule. So our Iron Valiant will be able to retreat for free. And then of course we have 3 Town Stores so we can find that energy capsule and find 4 Steel Stone as well. Assuming Heavy Ball to find some of these missing pieces that we may need. And then some of our setup pieces as well with Battle VIP Pass and Ultra Ball. And then Earthen Vessel to be able to just find some of these energies. Toy Catcher, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon if they have 50 HP or less. So you're able to put that up into the active spot and then basically, it's a free counter catcher in a way without needing to be behind on prize cards, but only for this deck because we're trying to get them to about 30 damage left so we can KO with Turn a Profit. And then 1 Echoing Horn so we can put something on the bench that we want to possibly KO again, or maybe even bench lock our opponent in some sort of nature. So there's a lot going on in this deck, but it has a lot of potential to turn 1 KO, and it has a lot of potential to really take off with the game very early on with that Turn a Profit attack. So we're going to be trying this deck out for the very first time. So let's jump right in to that gameplay. Alrighty guys, and here we are with that Iron Valiant box gameplay. We've already decided the coin flip and stuff, but we're waiting for our opponent to finish setting up here. Our hand isn't too bad. Got Radiant Greninja up in the active spot. Got a Rotom V, so we're able to start instant charging very early on in this game. Got Battle VIP Pass as well. Got, Switch and some jet energy, so we can switch some things in and out. And then we also have Colress's Experiment as well. Just as a little bit of draw engine, trying to get some more cards into our hand and really start trying through a deck. We also have access to concealed cards, because concealed cards it says just discard any energy. It doesn't say has to be basic energy. So we're going to be able to conceal cards and discard a jet energy as well if we want to. Just waiting for our opponent to finish setting up here, getting their active set down, put one on the bench. They did have to mulligan, so we are going to get that extra card, draw into an Origin Form Palkia V-Star. And it looks like we're going against Roaring Moon. Now, we don't know if this Roaring Moon deck plays water energies in it or not, but they do have that Greninja so we can conceal cards and just start turning through the deck as well. So I'm actually going to Battle VIP Pass here, grab Iron Valiant EX and Squawkabilly EX for that very powerful Squawk and Seize ability, concealed cards, discarding that jet energy, be able to find my way into a Greedent V. And then I'm going to jet energy up the Iron Valiant EX to put 2 damage counters onto the Roaring Moon. And the reason I put them on the Roaring Moon here is because Frenzied Gouging puts 200 damage counters on that Roaring Moon. So if you're able to Tachyon Bits just 2 times onto a Roaring Moon, essentially, if they don't have the capsule, they're going to KO themselves with Frenzied Gouging. So we're going to Squawk and Seize, discard our hand, draw into some cards, and we're going to be able to instant charge there to draw some more. And we don't have too bad of a hand. Got Town Store, got Earthen Vessel, so we can discard like a water energy, so we can maybe Melony that onto something else. We also could conceal cards away one of the water energies to be able to Melony that on, depending on what our opponent ends up doing here. They're going to attach that water energy to that Greninja. Earthen Vessel here, discard a card from their hand, find 2 energies. So they're going to discard a Cross Switcher. Now that tells me, okay, you now only effectively have 1 time you can Cross Switcher. Because since you discarded 1 of your 4, well, you need 2 at a time to play, so now they can only Cross Switcher 1 time. And Roaring Moon doesn't normally tend to play Boss's Orders or anything, so we have that going for us as well. They're going to conceal cards, discard that Dark Energy, be able to draw some more cards, bench that Roaring Moon there. And they're going to start trying to set up and get all these energies onto their Roaring Moon so they can hopefully take a really nice KO on our Iron Valiant EX. They're going to retreat out of that Greninja into a Roaring Moon. They're going to be able to Ultra Ball here, discarding an Ultra Ball and a Dark Energy to find themselves into Lumineon. Now, when they find Lumineon, they're able to find themselves like Professor Sata's Vitality or something. And the reason they probably got Lumineon is Squawkabilly's probably in the prize card. So they're going to Lumineon V here, find the Lumineon sign, grab that Sata's Vitality, be able to play it, and then put 2 energies onto each one of the Roaring Moon. So 1 energy each onto each Roaring Moon here. Double Dark, end up drawing some extra cards off of that Sata's Vitality. They're going to find themselves right into Battle VIP Pass to be able to fill out the bench even more. And they end up having that Squawkabilly anyway, so they risked it to grab that Sata's Vitality from that Lumineon, then still got Squawkabilly, and they're still going to be able to Squawk and Seize as well. And they also got that Morpeko there with that nice free retreat cost, as long as you meet the requirements. They're going to Squawk and Seize, discard the rest of their hand, get into a nice fresh 6 cards here. Ultra Ball, discarding double Battle VIP Pass. Don't need those cards anymore. Your bench is already full, and then after this, it's in your first turn anymore. So they're going to discard that, be able to grab a Pokemon, pass it to us. And I'm like, all right, we got Town Store. We're going to be able to conceal cards here. But first, I want a Town Store to thin the deck just a little bit more. So I'm going to grab into Forest Sealstone, and I'm going to put that Forest Sealstone onto the Rotom V. And I don't want to use it yet because I want to save it for what I might need to get for like that last piece or something. So we're going to get into another Iron Valiant EX. We're going to be able to Melony here, putting an energy onto our Greedent, draw 3 cards. And I'm like, okay, we draw into a switch card. We got free retreat on one of these, so I'm going to be able to retreat out of this Iron Valiant and then put 20 damage counters on that Morpeko. And the reason I put 20 damage counters on Morpeko is I'm going to be able to Tachyon Bits twice, Toy Catcher up the Morpeko, and then I'm going to be able to Forest Sealstone with that Star Alchemy to find a Greedent VMAX. So we're going to Toy Catcher, we're going to be able to attach an energy and stuff, so attach the energy first, and then we're going to Star Alchemy here to find a Greedent VMAX. Now, I was originally going to grab Ultra Ball here. The reason I don't grab Ultra Ball is because I want to keep all the things in my hand and I didn't want to discard any of them. So I ultimately was just like, it's fine. I won't worry about thinning that 1 extra card. I'll just grab the Greedent itself. Not too big of a deal. Be able to evolve that Greedent V into a Greedent VMAX. Toy Catcher up that Morpeko there. And then I'm going to be able to switch into that Greedent VMAX for Turn a Profit for 3 prize cards. But first, Earthen Vessel, get some more energies into our hand here, and thin the deck just a little bit more. Turn a Profit, 30 damage onto that Morpeko. Be able to take 2 extra prize cards. We are going to grab 3 prize cards off of that 1 attack. Now, we're really, really far ahead in the game, and we're in a situation where if they Frenzy Gouging and KO the Greedent VMAX, well, I have this Suicune, I have an energy, and I will be able to Melony as well, as long as I don't like get Iono or anything, but they play that Sata's Vitality, so it won't matter. They have no way to Iono me or anything. So we're in a position where we almost have this game on lockdown. But they're going to be able to attack with that active Roaring Moon, bench another Roaring Moon, conceal cards, try to get some more cards here, try to find themselves maybe into a counter catcher or something. They're going to Trekking Shoes here. Look at the top card. They're going to discard that Trekking Shoes. Normally, I personally keep the Trekking Shoes just so I can Trekking Shoes off of the Trekking Shoes because I always think it's fun. But they're going to Town Store here, fail to find, shuffle up the deck a little bit, Frenzy Gouging, and KO that Greedent VMAX. Now, since they took 200 damage counters on that Roaring Moon, I'm also in a position where I could KO that Roaring Moon with Tachyon Bits alone just by doing that, and then have the Suicune and be able to just win the game straight out just like that. So I'm going to attach a water energy to my Suicune V. I'm going to be able to Melony another energy onto that Suicune as well. And then we're going to draw into another future booster energy cap. So we're going to have 2 escape ropes and a switch. I'm going to town store here. Just failed to find. I just wanted to look through the deck and see what I still had access to. And I wanted to see how many toy catchers and how many like bosses and switch effects I still had left and what I had access to. So we're going to be able to conceal cards here. Discard 2, get into a switch and escape rope as well. And now we're definitely in a position where we will be able to win the game this turn. So we're going to escape rope here, and I'm going to put up one of the Iron Valiant EXs. So it's going to trigger Tachyon Bits 1 time. So then that's going to happen. We're going to put 20 damage counters on that damaged Roaring Moon, put it at 220 damage, switch card out of that one into this other Iron Valiant, be able to Tachyon Bits, KOing that Roaring Moon EX, and then we're going to retreat out of that into the Suicune, but our opponent already knows that, and they didn't want to have to deal with it, so they end up scooping up there because our opponent knows just as much as we did that we had that game. And it was absolutely insane being able to pull off that turn of profit, take 3 prize cards, and then put myself in a situation where I was able to just really steamroll the rest of the game. So it was absolutely incredible. Alrighty, guys, let's jump right in to that outro. Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it here for our Iron Valiant Toolbox deck. I want to make sure to put the deck list that I played in this video in the description below, so if you guys want to try it out for yourself, you'll be able to. And one last shout out to Raychan as well for that deck list. It's very unique and very different, and I had tons of fun playing it. Alrighty, guys, if you haven't yet, don't forget to leave a like, smash that subscribe button, especially if you're enjoying the content I'm making here on the channel so far. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace!